Hi, Snappers. This is Catherine. It looks like we have a few people here. Thank you for being here. I'm about 30 seconds late. I'm so sorry about that. My computer is having difficulties, but while we are getting set up, while people are starting to file in, I'll just go ahead and I will show you a few things about how this can work. So this is going to be a webinar called From First Snap to First Payday. It's for brand new coordinators. And what we're trying to do here is help you to know the things that you need to know to help your team to be most successful, to earn thousands of dollars with Snapbooster every year. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll make sure it's 20 minutes. You won't be here longer than that. I recognize you are super busy, so I don't want to keep you longer than you need to be here. But just really quickly, and then we'll go ahead and get started. You'll see here on the screen, there's a PowerPoint or this presentation for Snap to First Payday, but then if you look to the right of your screen, you have a chat box. And what you can do there is you can just type your name. I'll just say, hi, this is Catherine, just to kind of give you an idea. And you can introduce yourself here if you'd like. But typically what we use this chat box is at the end of our presentation, I'll make sure that I hang around for at least 10 minutes to answer any questions that you have. So hopefully we'll be able to answer all your questions throughout the presentation. But if not, go ahead, type them in here. And at the end, I'll make sure that we go over and address all of them. So it looks like we had a few more people show up, and that's great. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So like I said before, this presentation is called From First Snap to First Payday, and we're going to teach you the 5 things coordinators must know to use Snapbooster, which really is the easiest fundraiser ever. So once again, it's going to be 20 minutes. I just want to introduce myself a little bit more. My name's Catherine. I am sure at one point you and I will correspond via email or phone. I am excited to do so. My official title is Head of Snapper Success. So essentially what that means is I am here to make snapping and earning money for you and your program as easy as possible. So today we're going to try and do that, but just know in the future, if you ever have any ideas or any problems or anything like that, I am more than happy to help you to get everything sorted out. So here is just a brief outline of what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to go over what Snapbooster is, how it works, your responsibilities as a coordinator, and other things about how you can know that your information is 100% safe, how you make money. We'll even teach you how Snapbooster makes money. A lot of people are interested in that. Another thing we're going to do is because you are new coordinators, most of you are, we're going to help you to figure out how to finish getting started. So we'll help you to understand what paperwork we need and the additional steps so that we can start getting your hard-earned funds directly into your bank account. The next thing is that we're going to go over what you can expect from us at Snapbooster. Like I said before, we really strive to make this the easiest fundraiser ever, and based on our customer response, it has been. And so we've provided a lot of tools to make that possible for you. So we'll go ahead and show you exactly what those are. We've also done a bunch of research in regards to how our top earning teams have become our top earning teams. So we figured out what their tricks are, what their habits are, and we're going to go ahead and show you those so that you can emulate their success as well and earn thousands of dollars. And then at the end, we're also going to talk about some additional ways that you can make money with Snapbooster. So once the 20 minutes are up, once again, we'll allow about 10 minutes for questions and answers. So stay online if you want to hear them and if you have a question that you want to ask. But if not, then go ahead and skip out. Have a great rest of your day. But let's just go ahead and start into this first question. So the first thing is, what in the world is Snapbooster? So Snapbooster is a company that plays the liaison role or the middleman role between groups and teams and programs and organizations like you all, and then also retailers. And the thing is that they play the liaison between these groups and programs and teams who need money, and we connect them with retailers who have money that they already want to give to the community. So what we've just done is we've created a process to help get that money that they already want to give back to the community to people like you to get it into your hands. So how do you snap? What does that process look like? So just to review, all you have to do is simply take a picture of your receipt with your mobile phone, and before you send it, you're going to add the word snap, just like it says here. And then once you have the picture and the message, you're going to send it to 343434. And you'll then receive a confirmation message that says, thanks for snapping, we received your photo, and that's it. Now, sometimes some mobile carriers, they prohibit snapping to long or short code numbers, anything that basically is shorter than what a normal phone number is. And if that's the case, go ahead and send us an email. We will tell you the exact thing that you need to ask your mobile carrier. You essentially, all you have to say is, hey, could you enable my short code texting privileges? And they'll say, sure thing, and it'll be set to go. So if you're having troubles with that, go ahead and text us. It's a quick and easy fix. So now the question is, how does Snapbooster work? So what happens is that once you send in a receipt, that receipt will go to our data processing team, and then they input key information about the receipt. That includes basically everything that's at the top of the receipt and everything that's at the bottom of the receipt. So at the top of the receipt is like the retailer name, their address, their phone number, and then the last 4 digits of your credit card number so that we can link it to your name. And then the final thing that we need at the bottom, we don't look at anything that you purchase. We simply need the total amount so that we can make sure we allocate the proper amount of money to you. Now, some people get a little bit afraid about why we want the last 4 digits of their credit card number. And the reason why is because we want to make sure that that you're snapping your own personal receipts. So in the beginning, there were some people that abused this, and essentially what would happen is they would just collect a bunch of they would just stand at the end of a line at a restaurant or a Chipotle or something like that, and they would just collect a bunch of receipts and they just snap them like crazy. So we'd get people that would snap receipts from over 100 different credit card numbers. And at the end of the day, when we partner with these retailers, what they want isn't necessarily people that are good at collecting receipts, but they want people, they want unique people to come to their business. So this just helps us to track that. It hasn't been a problem for a really long time, but I just wanted to make you aware if you were wondering about that. Now, a lot of the times the question is, but where does the money come from? So this is a great question. So these retailers, they're interested, just like I said before, in having more consistent traffic to their stores. And it's been proven that snappers more consistently go to these participating retailer locations. So retailers are super interested in receiving your business, so they offer to pay back a certain percentage of your tab. So let's just say, for example, let's just say that we go to a participating retailer and they have offered to pay 10% of your tab. So if you go there and you spend $15, the retailer would pay Snapbooster $1.50. So now I guess the question comes to, well, what happens to that $1.50? And what happens is we spend at least half of that and put it and allocate it to your group name. So because of your purchase, at least 75% of that would be distributed to your group, while as 75% of it would go back to Snapbooster to account for their costs and expenses. So that's how you get the money from snapping your receipts, which is a really cool process. Now, this really quickly is just for you new coordinators who need to finish getting started. And it's possible that some of you have already completed this step. This will take about 30 seconds, so just bear with us. But we deliver a group's monthly earnings directly to their bank account. We do all of our money transfer via direct deposit. And the reason that we do that is because it's the safest way, it's the quickest way, and it really is just the best way to get your hard-earned funds into your group's bank account. So in order to authorize that, we need 3 things from you. So the first thing that we're going to need is a W-9 to prove that you're an actual entity. The other thing that we'll need is just a picture or a copy of a voided check, and then to confirm your accounting and routing numbers. And then we will also send you this. It's called an agreement authorization for direct deposits. Essentially, we just ask you to sign your name to say that you agreed to get it. So it's really easy, but sometimes some paperwork is just paperwork. Sometimes it's just the worst. So know that as you're getting that started, we'll make sure to keep track of all of your team's snaps and all of your team's receipts, so that they can start earning money immediately. And then once we get the paperwork figured out, then we'll just make sure and allocate all their earnings to your group. So no stress about that. So with these documents, you can do one of 2 things. You can either scan them and send them to our email address at snapinfo@snapbooster.com, or you can mail them to our permanent address, which is on Ward Road in Arvada. So 5630 Ward Road, Arvada, Colorado, and then it's 80002. So whatever works easiest for you, we're happy to accommodate either way. Now, the question is, what can you expect from us at Snapbooster? So there are a few things that we do to help you every month. The first is reports. So every month we will send you, the coordinator, 2 reports. And the first report is a report that shows everybody who is registered. This is essentially just kind of like your program roster. And then the second report looks a little bit like this, and there's also the sample report like this in the Facebook group that you can download if you want to look at it more closely. But this will show how much each person has contributed to the organization. This is called your program activity report. So you'll see here, it'll be like, it has like the snapper phone, the snapper name, and then their email, and then it just says student. So if you happen to snap for like a high school sports team, it will say which student you're supporting. But then it will go ahead and it will show you if you've earned, how much you've earned for, how much money you've earned based on how many snaps. So there's number of snaps number of amount of money you've earned via snaps, number of snaps you've actually snapped. And then we also will distribute surveys every month. We want to make sure that we're bringing on retailers that you want. We want to make sure that we understand your experience with Snapbooster. So if you participate in those, we compensate for those as well. So these reports come on or about the 7th of each month, and so you can expect those then. Just so you know, though, by next month, our programmers are just putting on their finishing touches. We will have a place on our website that you can log in to view your own snaps. So you don't have to wait till the 7th of the month, or you don't have to email us. You simply can go in and look to see your own individual snapping statistics. So it'll show you where you've snapped, how much you've earned, different patterns and things like that. It's really slick and really cool. So be on the lookout. We'll make sure to send you an email in the next few weeks with that information. Now, payments are made on or about the 15th of each month via direct deposit. And so, like for example, this month, payments were made yesterday, and then half were made this morning. And so payments typically take about 2 to 3 days to transfer from our bank to yours. So payments are made on or about the 15th. And so you can make sure that you can start looking in your account about the 17th to 18th to 19th, and your funds will be right there. Now, some other resources that we have to help you is that in our Facebook group, you have access to new monthly flyers, handouts. We have a way that you can integrate the Snapbooster logo into your website so people can register to snap for your team directly from your website. We have a getting started guide, a coordinator guide, an FAQ guide. We have a presentation that you can use if you're wanting to present this idea to your team or parents or people from your nonprofit. And once again, all you have to do is ask to join our private Facebook group. And so all you have to do that is just log into your Facebook, and then you'll just type in Snapbooster Coordinator Community into the search bar, and it will come right up, and just simply ask to join the group. We'll add you right away. And then from the file section within the group, we'll make sure that, or from the file section in the group, you can just download everything. So I just wanted to say, Leslie, I got your question. We'll make sure we cover it right at the end. So how do you become a top earning team with Snapbooster? How this works is most teams that become top earning Snapbooster, first of all, they just have a lot of people snapping for their group. So there's no limit to the number of people that can snap for your group. And the way that these people get, the way that these groups get people to sign up for their group is they'll put a Snapbooster banner on their website, they'll share a link to their Snapbooster registration page on their Facebook, they'll send emails and make phone calls, and they just don't exclude anybody. So they have parents, grandparents, siblings, neighbors, friends, coworkers all snap for their program. And you can do that as well. It's super easy. All you have to have them do is go to snapbooster.com/snap, or I'm so sorry, snapbooster.com/start, and just give them their program code, and they can sign up right there. Now, just of now, this is a Colorado-based organization, and so it's only people that live within Colorado can snap, but soon we'll be expanding it to other states and nationwide. But for now, please be patient with us. I'm so sorry, but only people within Colorado can snap. So another way that they earn a lot of money, we have 5 minutes left, I'll make sure that we finish in time, is that they snap from participating retailers. So every receipt that you snap, it will earn you money, but some snaps will earn you more. So for example, if you snap a $50 receipt from Breadwinners Cafe in Arvada, which is a participating retailer, you'll receive 15% back. So that means that a particular receipt will earn you $7.50, which is awesome. But if you were to snap a $50 receipt from a non-participating retailer, you would still earn money, but it would be 10 cents. So it makes sense to go and shop and eat at participating retailers, and I promise it adds up super fast. So if you're ever wanting the updated list of participating retailers, which grows and changes each month, you can simply go to the Facebook page, and there is a link to all the participating retailers there. So another thing, just like I said before, make sure you snap only your receipts. Some people like to collect receipts from other people, but we need to make sure that your receipts come from you. And if people do have a history of unqualified behavior, we simply freeze their account, which will result in not earning as much money for your account. And so if you could help your team to understand that, it has not been a problem in a long time, but we just wanted to make sure that people knew, because oftentimes when they do this, they're doing it in good spirits. They're not trying to do it to manipulate any data. They're just trying to earn money for the team, and they just don't know. So if you can help them to understand that, that would be so helpful. Now, there are two different bonuses that we've added. So the first is for a quick snap bonus, and the other one's for survey. So the quick snap bonus is when a snapper submits a receipt by the end of the next day of their purchase. So let's just say, for example, a snap is from a non-participating retailer, so the person will earn $10 for that snap. But if they snap it by the end of the next day, they'll earn another 10 cents for that bonus. Which is really, really cool. Now, if a snapper receipts a receipt from a participating retailer that gives 5% of the receipt, the group will then earn that 5% plus an additional 10%. And it adds up really, really quickly. So let's just say that you and I, we go to a restaurant, we go to lunch today, we get a receipt. If you snap it by the end of tomorrow night, you'll get that quick snap bonus. And then we also, what we go ahead and do is we have survey bonuses. So like I said before, we want to make sure that we understand, and so we distribute surveys pretty regularly, and they're about to increase dramatically within the next month or so. So Leslie, this is a good time to answer your question. You said the question about the program reports. There used to be a snapper program based, I think, bonus based on the number of receipts snapped. Did that go away when Quick Snap was introduced? And the answer is yes. Now, just with growing pains for the next little bit, a lot of people have been concerned that they're not going to earn as much, but you don't need to be concerned. What will happen is the Quick Snap bonus, in addition with the survey bonus, will make sure that they are of similar bonus to what it was before. So yes, they did replace them, but it actually will benefit them more. The reason being is that over 25% of the receipts we were receiving were after 2 weeks that they were purchased. And so for our program to work, the receipts have to be snapped within 2 weeks of that happening. So we implemented this Quick Snap bonus to help people to snap more frequently. And so at the end of the day, this will actually help to increase funds. So the answer is yes, it did replace it, but no need to fear, because the compensation will be equal, if not more. And the intent was to help snappers to snap more regularly. So thank you. That is a great question, Leslie. If I didn't answer that, or you have more questions, just feel free to put it in the chat box, or you can send me an email. I'll be happy to call you. And so that's what this is. We want to make sure you snap right after your purchase. People that earn most, they actually snap literally right at the counter, so they never even leave. And a lot of other things that coordinators do, they make it fun. And so like we release snap standings quite often. Sometimes we'll do contests within different families or teams, or they'll get different teams within their high school participating. And so that works out really well. And then another thing is we are soon to implement an opportunity amongst coordinators and potentially other snappers where you can refer to us retailers that you would like for us to sign on. And so we usually are going to give coordinators a little bit of time to kind of orient themselves with the program before we will offer this opportunity for them. But if you are interested right now, just simply send us an email at snapinfo@snapbooster.com with like retail referral or something like that. And we'll make sure that we give you the information. But we just want to make sure that we're adding the stores and the retailers and the restaurants and all those things that you want. So we just want to make sure that you had an opportunity to do that. Just really quickly, oftentimes people will have a question. This is not within the program, but I want to make sure we cover this. A lot of people will have a question about how to snap a long receipt. And the way that you can do that, if you go into our Facebook group, you'll see an FAQ guide. And within the FAQ guide, I will show you how to do this. But just so you know, the way that you do it is you simply just fold the receipt. And so all that needs to be showing is the top of the receipt and the bottom of the receipt. We really don't care about the information in the middle. And so if you do have a long receipt, simply fold it so that we don't see the middle. We only need the top and the bottom, and then you can just snap it like you would a normal receipt. So our 20 minutes is up. That's about all the information that I have for you for this introductory webinar. I'll go ahead and I'll stay on for the next few minutes. If you have any additional questions, put them in the chat box. If you prefer that we communicate via email or phone call, simply give us a call or write us at snapinfo@snapbooster.com. But just thank you so much for being here with us at Snapbooster. We're so happy to have you. We're grateful for what you do for us as coordinators, and just know that we want to make this the best and easiest fundraiser for you as possible. So I'll go ahead and stay on for the next little bit. If there's no questions, I'll go ahead and call it. But if there are, I'll be happy to answer them. So thank you again for coming, and we'll be talking to you. Looks like, Leslie, I just got your question. It says that we're always interested in other groups the same size as ours. How can we compare? What info can you share? That's a great question. And if I'm being honest, I just have the answer that I know, but I'd be happy to present this to the CEO to see other things that we could present. The only things that we share so far are things like Snap standings or different things like that. We really try to preserve the privacy of our groups because we don't want them to feel exposed or anything like that. And so, Leslie, right now, I don't have an answer for you, but I will find an answer for you. So I know I have your email, so I'll make sure that I follow up with you on that. Because I want to make sure that I don't give you any wrong information. So I'll make sure I follow up with you and let you know. And then so I'm really sorry I don't have an immediate answer for you, but know that I'll figure it out for you. And then Kim says, will you still accept receipts that are paid by cash instead of credit card? Yes, absolutely. And we even will accept receipts that are paid by checks. A lot of people still pay by checks. Who knew? But yes, as long as it has the proper information, Kim, which is the retail name, retail number, and then it has like the total amount you paid, then we'll make sure to attribute it. And if there's no credit card number or things like that, our system is able to mark it as cash. And the reason why we'll know it's from you is because it will come from your phone number. So yes, no stress about that. Absolutely, we will still accept those receipts. Great question. Not sure if there's any other questions. We'll wait for just a little bit. Leslie, I'm writing an email to the CEO right now to get that figured out. Such a good question. I'll make sure I figure out that for you. If there's not any more questions, just want to say thank you again for coming. Oh, Leslie, gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to cut you off before. What about retailers that simply do not include addresses on their receipts? Are those automatically discarded? The answer is yes. And the reason why is because retailers are, the information that we provide to the retailers is that they want to make sure that you're actually going to their store. So that's just a mandatory piece of information. And so I'm sorry if that doesn't happen to work out, then there's a few things that we can do. One, typically you can ask them to, I just know this because we had a customer call in about a month ago, and she just informed us that she asked them to print it with the address on it, and within their system they could accommodate that, so they just printed her a unique receipt. But you also could write it in, and that would work as well. And then Kim, should I be concerned that we did not receive our first payment in February? No. The reason why is because payments are made, they're initiated on or about the 15th. So the payments have been made, but it typically takes 2 to 3 business days to transfer over, just because of banks and different things like that. So the payments are initiated on the 15th. So I would start looking in your account anywhere from like the 17th to the 19th. They'll be about there. So just curious about how many receipts do you have to throw out each month? That number decreases and decreases, and just because snappers are getting smarter and smarter about how to do certain things. But it used to be, well, I said this earlier, it used to be with the quick snap, the thing that we would have to throw most out would be because people didn't snap within the 2-week time period. And so we used to have to throw out almost a quarter, 25% of those receipts. But now that number has decreased significantly. So I just know, I only know the updates. Our IT team will get it back to us. So I only know the updates from about 2 weeks ago, but I know that 25% cut down significantly, almost in half, because of the quick snap bonus. People are snapping way quicker now, which is really, really great. So that's the most current information that I have for you. It's about that. And then Kim, no worries, that's totally fine. Yeah, so the payments are made and initiated about the 15th, on or about the 15th. So just be looking in the next little bit. Then I have another question from Leslie. Does every snapper have to be connected to a student athlete in order for their snaps to be credited? Absolutely not. We just do that because sometimes we adhere to a bunch of different kind of programs. It's such a good question, Leslie. And so sometimes we'll have like sports teams, like Pee Wee, Little League sports teams. We'll have high school sports teams. But sometimes we'll have like nonprofit organizations that aren't associated with any kind of student or any kind of athlete or anything like that. But we just leave it as an option. And so that way, a lot of times people like to snap, and then once they get their funds, they allocate it out. And so we just want to make sure that they understand who's accredited to who. So no, it's not necessary at all. And in a lot of instances, it doesn't even apply to the type of organization that we're working with. So no, not necessary at all. So that's a great question, Leslie. Thank you for asking that. See here, I want to make sure I answered everything that we got here. Sounds good, blah blah. I just want to make sure if there's any other questions, I'd love to answer them. Sure thing, Leslie. So happy you're here. And Leslie, I'll make sure to follow up with you. I'm going to go ahead and contact our CEO, Michael, and make sure and just ask him your question about what kind of information we could share and different things like that. So I'll make sure to get back to you on that as well. But just thank you so much for being here. You guys are great. If there's any other questions, just go ahead and send them to me at snapinfo@snapbooster.com, or you can just give me a ring. Our number is 1-844-444-SNAP, and I'll make sure. I'd love to talk to you and figure out any questions you have. But hope you have a great day. Hope you have a happy Tuesday, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future. You're great. Leslie, I'll make sure to get back to you about that, and Kim, I'll make sure to follow you, or I'll make sure to copy you on my answer as well. So we can get you that, and all the other people that were in attendance today, I'll make sure we let you know as well. Anyway, hope you have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for being here. Bye, you guys.